people. A lot of people's life have been disrupted. Businesses, even the economy of Nigeria is struggling because of activities. We are talking about food shortage because of the activities of bandits and terrorists. So this is a time to take this case seriously, and everybody connected to this, because again, the DSS have said that there are startling revelations that will come from this particular case. We are waiting to see all of those details, but again, we'll tread softly on the case for now.
All right, this particular one has been filed before the Federal High Court in Abuja, so we'll hope that more reports will come in as the investigations, or as
Sheikh Gumi is already speaking up, yeah,
as it goes on. As regards this
particular
because
man,
he is a close aide to Sheikh Gumi, so we'll
see what happens to Sheikh Gumi too. Because again, we're looking at the whole thing and wondering why. Mamu is still the only one, but
they don't have anything.
Let's just wait.
You can't say just because somebody,
Yes. All right, we'll wait to see how the case goes.
All right. More details on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. We also have Flutterwave gets CBN switching processing permit. Merchants accept e-naira payment. So Africa's leading payments technology company, Flutterwave, has announced that it has been granted a switching and processing license by CBN, widely regarded as CBN's most valuable payments processing license. So with this license now, what it means is that Flutterwave can now enable transactions between banks, fintechs, and other financial institutions. And they're also able to process card transactions, participate in agency banking, and offer various payment services.
Just like the commercial banks and all of that. But because this is a private organization, I don't want to really do too much talking on that, so that we don't give them unnecessary publicity.
It's okay.
They're not paying us,
But what's interesting is the fact that there was a lot of controversy surrounding Flutterwave a month or so ago. So it's interesting that they're still forging ahead.
But the good
good
thing is that the fintech company seems to be doing very well. Somehow declaring profits, expanding very well, and
because people would rather sit in their house, do their transactions, than go to the bank due to insecurity.
That's the new world that we're in, and that's the reality of now. So, like they always say, if there's anybody running a business and is not keen into the changing world, I don't know,
the digital world.
The digital world, yeah.
All right, more details on page 4. We also have here insecurity. Ondo bans night clubbing.
Oh, Barry.
Boys
don't go take this one easy.
Oh dear Lord, I don't know what this is going to mean for a lot of people.
Again, when you say you ban night clubbing, what are the implications? What end? What exactly is the strategy behind this?
Do you think it's a strategy to reduce the amount of people night movements?
I don't know. I think the governor of Ondo State is so desperate to secure his people, and so
I think that's the word, desperate. So
desperate,
he's just taking all kinds of measures.
But again, in taking these measures, you have to look at again. Hope you're not going to be disrupting the lives of ordinary people who are just running their business. What will happen to the club owners, whether we like it or not? This is a legitimate business that people do, and whether you like it or not, nightlife is supposed to be a part of the society. It's a life on its own. It's a business on its own. It's a part of what makes the society complete. And I really don't know how nightlife.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is very interesting coming from Fuad that enters his house by 7 p.m.
The fact that I don't
I'm just saying, don't mind me.
But there are businesses that,
What the report is saying here is that all nightclubs must close by 12 midnight, which is fair if you ask me, but nobody's asking. So
for those that do nightlife, that club, they will tell you 12 is when the whole thing starts.
What are you doing outside after 12?
For those that understand the beauty of nightlife. I'm asking people,
though, what are they doing outside?
You don't do nightlife, right?
I'm just asking.
For those that do nightlife, for the boys who club, the girls who club, and all of those things, they'll tell you 12, the gig has just started. So you close by 12, that's a joke to them. That's evening life, not night life. The real night life.
It's Oru night.
But again,
I don't know. Well, henceforth, all nightclubs must close by 12 midnight, and Okada riders will only operate between 6 a.m. and 6
I think they should look more at Okada than the nightlife thing. I think for me, they should look more at maybe stopping Okada.
They have problems in Ondo State.
Real
So
problems, yeah.
Can we really blame the governor for taking this measure?
Honestly, I can't blame him.
Okay, so other measures are being put in place. So
okay,
there are other measures being put in place. There are also restriction of vehicles with tinted glasses.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yes,
yeah.
Especially without permits.
But what of with those ones that factory fitted ones that you already bought the car?
Said without permits. They're specific here.
Okay.
So if they see you, say where's your?
I just hope this is not going to open up some businesses for men in black. Let's go on. When it comes to things like this.
Are they still men in black? They are men in blue now. Are they still men in black?
They have too many colors to.
I don't know. All right. We also have driving unregistered vehicles. Use of sticker number plates. I think that's also in Lagos. Yes, that's also in Lagos here. Use of sticker number plates in lieu of car dealership approved stickers. So these are the measures that are being put in place, and it's
desperate times need desperate measures. So one would understand. With
more details on page 6 of the Nation newspaper. Or your government okays 778 million naira to kits.
To what?
To kits. KIT. Kits.
Kits. What precisely?
All right. So let's see what we have in the report. Let's see what we have in the report. I'm just trying to get what exactly that is.
That kit?
What exactly it is all about. It's not on page 27. Okay, but that's interesting actually, because we haven't been getting this. There has not been any story as regards anything that has to do with Oyo State government.
There have been stories. He's been moving around with Wiki
to purchase anything of any sort. In recent times, no, we haven't gotten any, or that they were working towards something, or that they were working towards purchasing anything
to justify this kind of disbursement or approval.
Yes. So, but it's unfortunate.
You can't find the story.
The paper said it's on page 27, but it's not on page 20. It's not on page 27. It's not on page 27. That's rather unfortunate. So we may not be able to flesh things out
as far as the story is
concerned. As far as that headline is concerned. Okay. Yes, I've seen it. Thank you. Apologies. All right, so what we have is that Oyo State government has approved 778 million naira for the procurement of security patrol vans for security operatives and provision of security equipment for the Joint Security Task Force, codenamed Operation Burst. So it's for security kits. Okay,
that's fair enough. I think Lagos has something close to that with RRS. And people will tell you that the state government funds it heavily, and all of that. So if it's for security of all your people, well, I think that's fair enough.
It's on page 27, but it's a story within a story, so it's not a standalone. Just in case you're trying to get
details, if you're from your state and
you're trying to get details. The headline, on page 27 is Agunloye family, not Alaafin Atiba, is the next ruling house. So that's where the story started from. The screening for the Alaafin. So and responses from Oyomesi. So it is inside that story.
So how do you tie it together? And you have a different headline on the cover.
Exactly. So that's where they took the.
I think our editors know better than us here. So
let's just keep moving. Above the masthead of the Nation newspaper, now we have Makinde Gbolarumi clash over Atiku, row over southwest meeting. Yes, and that's an interesting one actually. So a proposed meeting between PDP, a presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and leaders of the party in the southwest has put Makinde, that's Oyo State governor, against former deputy governor Hazim Bolarumi. They're scuffle. So there's supposed to be a meeting with Southwest people, which Sheyi Makinde is supposed to be
one of the leaders as the governor of Oyo State. Yeah.
So what the issue now is the fact that they who will coordinate the scheduled parley. That's what is causing this rift,
this back and forth,
this clash between the both of them? Who would coordinate it?
I don't know why I find
Sheyi Makinde has not left PDP. He's still in PDP, right?
Yeah, of course. He's the governor of Oyo State,
and he's the governor of Oyo State, right? So de facto leader of the party in that
at
state.
least in Oyo State, and in the southwest too.
And one of the leaders in the southwest. So
yes.
why
is
there an issue with a former deputy governor?
No. Of course, they had their issues. I guess
on who coordinates the meeting. That's where I'm coming from now.
Sheyi Makinde is still with Wike on the fact that Atiku has not done the right thing to pacify people like him and then bring all their almighty quote and unquote Wike to the table and of course sort things out with him. So I guess what they are trying to do is to ensure that until all of these issues are resolved, Atiku should not have a proper standing in the southwest. Again, I will ask them if for example I sit with the Makinde and say, to what end are you disrupting activities? To what end are you causing all of this chaos?
Yes, I understand where you are coming from. But what about the deputy governor is now hold on?
Yeah, okay.
That is coordinating the meeting when there's somebody
No, the deputy governor is on his own now. It's not.
No. He's coordinating the meeting. He's the one that's coordinating the strategy on how the meeting will take place in Oyo State when there's a governor.
That's what I'm saying. The reason is that
the reason we know the reason because the governor is with Wike.
And
you understand.
And Atiku would want to probably look at people who are with him within the southwest. The same thing he's doing in Rivers State, to looking at other people that can work with him for now.
Which brings me to the question now: why can't they just resolve this issue once and for all? Because
this is a long time to talk about PDP.
It's dividing the party even further.
Let them continue to divide the party. I'm sorry, I don't know why we have to spend too much time.
Is Sheyi Makinde not contesting for a second term?
He's running on the second time, yeah. So they don't care. Wike too is in the PDP. Has he told you he has left the PDP?
No, but
he has a candidate that has the ticket of the PDP.
Sheyi Makinde has more to lose than Nyesom Wike.
Well, I don't know. I see the mind of the politician in Nigeria is different from the mind of the ordinary people out there. Okay. The way we think may be different from the way they think, and what they see a lot of times are different from what we see as good behavior. So
okay.
Can we leave them with their trouble and move on?
Well, this report is saying that the governor
No,
I'm just giving people more details. The governor is insisting on taking charge of the arrangements between the leader of the party, being the leader of the party in the southwest. He's insisting.
And what has made him the leader of the party in the south? Because he's a governor, and that's the reason why he has a lot of issues with somebody like Fayoshi.
Let's not dig deep.
No, I'm just so that because Sheyi Makinde suddenly just feels he's the leader of the PDP in the southwest because he's a governor, a one-time governor. So what should happen to two-time governors? Former two-time governors of the PDP in the southwest.
He's a sitting.
So is he the only sitting governor in Nigeria?
The
southwest?
The oldest PDP sitting governor.
Okay. Yes.
All right. So Makinde is insisting on taking charge of the arrangement between being the leader of the party in the southwest, while Bolarumi is standing his ground, saying he will be in charge of this issue. So I'm on the side of trying to understand why Sheyi Makinde is not against the meeting. He is for the meeting. He doesn't mind the meeting taking place, and is ready to take charge according to his whatever. I'm more interested in why Bolarumi is standing his ground, saying no, I must be the one.
Bring it on radio. Don't worry.
Don't bring it. Thank you. Tell me later. More details on page 28 of the Nation newspaper. Makinde and his former deputy governor clashing over meeting with Atiku.
Okay.
Let's move on now. North governors monarch call for state police. Okay. And not governors, monarchs. Apologies. Let me separate. There's a comma there. North governors and monarchs call for state police.
I think there's a consensus on this all across the country.
Why is the president insisting no state police?
Well, a new president may look at it, and that's why we need to ask questions from these front runners. If the sitting president is saying no, well, there's going to be a change of birthing in 2023. So we need to now ask these new guys, if everybody seems to be thinking towards this idea of a state police, we need to ask Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Atiku, and Peter Obi, maybe a Kwan, so what do you think about a state
Kwanso
police?
still in the race.
He's in the strongly in the race,
It's okay.
according to him.
It's okay.
So, but we need to ask these questions. What's your belief? What's your opinion on the state police
More
thing?
details on page 29 of the Nation newspaper. My plan for Nigerians by Atiku at LCCI's forum, and that's on page 28 of page 28. Yes, that's on page 28 of the Nation newspaper. So he has promised, or according to the report, he has promised to restore investors' confidence in clear and transparent economic policies. He also pledged to stimulate the country's economic growth in a way that it will be able to compete with the top 10 global economy. From him, one thing though, they went during the night.
How? It is the how for me.
It's by with economic.
It's not the what.
Economic policies.
There's no breakdown. You see, it's not. You see, I'm afraid
why
that
do people keep asking for breakdowns when you do realize that what if they are trying to protect their
what?
ideas?
No.
Yes.
What idea are they protecting? You see, we are in an era where nobody can protect anything. You're not going to seal anything and give it to us. We are going to open it, unwrap it, check inside. What exactly have you sealed there before we take it?
What?
You won't wrap something and give it to us as Nigerians again. Never. It won't happen.
What if all of these people unveil their plans?
They should.
And then one person wins, and then one person steals the idea.
One person
if it's takes the idea.
If it's for the good of the nation. In fact, there are situations where people can even have common ideas and common grounds on how to solve national issues. Remember, this is about the country. It shouldn't be about the personal thing.
Okay.
They are not running a race because somebody wants to come first or second. It's about leadership of the country and how to get Nigeria to the next level.
It's just as you have said, the way politicians think is different from the way we think.
They should think,
the way you are thinking.
They should think like normal human beings. Let everybody. You see, my fear is this, Sandra. This idea of having general statements, without really going for the substantials and the details, would not fly for me. You are going to make Nigeria, for example, when you say, you're going to give us the best form of education in the world and blah, blah, blah. You should tell us how. What will happen to primary education, secondary education, the university education? What's going to happen to funding? Those are the questions for me, not the general statements.
More details of Atiku's plans at LCCI's forum on page 28. It's a no
plan for me. That's not the plan.
For what?
They're just statements.
And finally, from the Nation, we have Army. We are tracking terror sponsors.
That's good.
I thought already had their names.
We were tracking, maybe to now find a way to arrest them.
Okay, thank you very much for that clarification. I appreciate it. Let's go through the Guardian newspaper now. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. We're on trends in the papers, looking through the front pages of our dailies. We're just through with the Nation, and now we're on the Guardian newspaper. Don't forget that we're live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. Okay, so let's see what is trending on the Guardian newspaper. The major headline: APC dressing Nigeria in borrowed robes. Atiku slams Buhari's policies. So we have riders, and there are plenty. All right. Okay, so this is still with the LCCI forum. Okay. All right. Vows to earmark $20 billion for Nigeria's infrastructure financing if elected. Presidential candidates accuse LCCI of bias over non-invitation to parley. But what we have from the Nation newspaper is that
that's what still
yes, it's a forum, so it's not just one day. There are other days to it. So but then this is a rider to the headline. We also have Atiku. I've never seen Lagos so mobilized for PDP. Is Lagos mobilized for PDP?
It's politicians.
Okay.
Is that the political statement?
Amid resignation calls, IU jets out of Nigeria.
Flies out.
Jets out.
Okay. I wanted to. Okay.
No.
Jet or fly. Okay.
Jets out.
But it's out of the country.
It jets out.
Okay.
That's what is here. It jets out.
Maybe you use a private jet.
It jetted out.
Okay.
Dogara Babachir continue agitation against APC's Muslim ticket. Meet 19 Northern Can chairman. Halt gale of defections from APC. Former aspirants beg Tinubu. All right, so there's a whole lot of stories, so we can't.
I'll just take the first rider so that we can quickly move on.
The 20 billion to be earmarked
You know,
for Nigeria's infrastructure.
If you ask an Atiku now, how, where is he going to get the funds from? What precise infrastructure is he talking about? Over what?
Well, he's saying, according to him, the present administration is driving key infrastructure programs with very little private sector participation in the face of dwindling public revenue. So adding that the quantum of financing required to bridge the infrastructure gap is neither feasible nor sustainable. Okay, but wait, he said we shall put some incentives with regulation and tax incentives for a consortium of private sector institutions to establish an infrastructure debt fund of an initial carrying capacity of $20 billion. So basically what he's saying is that they'll put some incentives to make private sectors pay their taxes. All right, it's his plan. Is that plan enough for you?
No, it's not. Atiku is the privatization man. I understand his love for the private sector in terms of handling the economy, handling infrastructure, and all of that. I understand where it's coming from, but again, when the right time comes, when we begin to ask the right questions, we'll ask them. I understand where it's coming from with give tax incentives, bringing the PPP kind of thing for infrastructure upgrade. But again, when you look at the figure 20 billion, how do you put all of that together how do you just suddenly come up with that kind of figure? And what infrastructure exactly are you looking at? And that's the details for me.
All right. Well, just as you have said, he is going to be looking majorly at the PPPs. That's public-private
participation,
partnerships in critical infrastructure funding and co.
What are the critical infrastructure that he's talking about?
I think he's going to look majorly on the private
Atiku
sector.
doesn't really believe in public sector financing, public sector handling of projects, and he thinks that governance should just be left in the hand of the private sector, and that's a lot of worry for me. I always tell you have to look at, in a country that is so much impoverished like Nigeria, you have to look at what you call social capitalist system, where you don't just leave everything in the hand of the private sector. You know what you do with that, Sandra? The gap between the rich and the poor continues to get wider, and that's the thinking, that's the worry. Atiku is too elitist in his economic thinking. He is too elitist in his economic thinking. And if you are not careful, you're going to have a situation where you continue to feed the fat cows of the country while the other ones continue to get dry. The gap continues to widen.
All right. Well, just as we have read, there are a lot of riders to this, story, to this particular report, because still under that same report, we also have the fact that some people are saying presidential candidates accuse LCCI of bias over non-invitation. So apparently LCCI invited only 3 presidential aspirants when there are 18. So the other 15 are aggrieved.
They should look for other forums too. There are people are going to come up with several other forums. So,
but then it's okay. I wanted to say something because these other presidential aspirants,
even in our discussions, okay, are you going to take a Dumebi Kachiku serious, for example, of the ADC? That the chairman of the party is accusing.
I would not accept that from you, Fuad. I would not accept that from you.
I'm just saying.
No, I know where you are going, but I will not. Whether we like it or not, he is a presidential candidate. Dumebi Kachiku is a presidential candidate. You are asking questions. What if Dumebi Kachiku has answers to your questions? What if the other 15 people have answers to your questions? What if? I'm just asking you. What if they have what you want to hear?
The campaigns are going to start on the 28th, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll give the platform to everybody to talk.
It's okay.
Yeah, we invite all of them. Yeah.
We're expecting all of you.
No problem.
We want to hear. Fuad wants to hear from you, and I would be so happy. I'm good. I wish I had money. I wanted to bet with you, but I don't have money. I'll owe you if you win.
We're supposed to have show wherever. I think he has promised to be back when he's back in Lagos. He will come around. So
it's okay.
So we're opening up the frontiers for everybody. So
it's all right. What about the Boots Party?
Do they have a presidential candidate? You like the Boots Party?
I just love the name.
Okay.
Moya, let's keep moving.
Yeah.
More details of this. It's a very, very large report.
Yeah,
It's very
The Guardian,
comprehensive.
yeah, comprehensive. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get more details on page 6, and it continues even after that.
Mm.
All right, so we also have here Owerri streets deserted as Buhari commissions projects in Imo. So the Buhari was in Imo State.
Yeah, commission.
That was where the statement came from as regards
From
infrastructure.
Ohanese, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that was where Ohanese
Mhm.
also chipped in.
Mm.
But it's interesting. There are pictures here also. Owerri streets, there's nobody on
Yeah, there was a sit at home, declared by IPOB
on Tuesday.
on Tuesday.
So is it Monday and Tuesday
No,
now?
they
or
did Tuesday
they've
because
moved
Nnamdi
from-
Kanu was appearing in the courts yesterday.
on that
So
Tuesday.
anytime he appears in court, they declare a
sit at home.
Yeah,
And
people
then
should not work.
that was the day that the president decided to go and commission the
They,
project.
well, they had actually even warned the president from coming, saying that they will not, they can't guarantee his safety, blah blah blah, and all of that. But
They're always saying they can't guarantee anybody's safety.
it's always like that. So you remember the deeper life thing.
Yes, that's
but the
why
president
I
went.
wanted to- Well, major roads and streets were deserted. When he went in for the commissioning of some signature projects executed by Governor Hope Uzodinma, and his visit, however, coincided with the sit-at-home directive issued by IPOB in solidarity with the detained leader of that's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whose case came up that same yesterday. So we have riders to this particular story. My administration has done extremely well, but those who ought to say it have not. That's Buhari.
Why would I supposed to say it?
I wanted to ask you.
Sorry, I'm asking you.
I wanted to ask you too, because I was like, what do you think he's talking about? His media aides or
because I think the nation was like people are supposed to say it and not saying it.
It's the same thing.
This one is saying those are supposed to see it and not seeing it.
It says they are both say.
Okay, both say.
There's a quote.
And someone's supposed to say it.
Media aides.
And so what have they been doing?
Special assistants.
Are they owing them? If they're not saying it, maybe they are owing them.
No, maybe they're waiting for it to be completed. There are some projects that have not been completed.
But this one, but he said he has done well, so at least they should tell us what he has done. So it's not for us to say it. He's paying people to say it.
Who are the people that are supposed to? Is it not the people, the beneficiaries of the administration or that of that well that he has done? Are they not the ones that are supposed to proclaim, oh, this president has done amazingly well? Are they not the one? Is it not the people
we are not proclaiming
on the streets?
His own people should now tell us, hey, this is what he has done. Maybe you are not saying it. Or maybe we are saying those things we didn't know he's the one that did them. It's possible. Oh, okay.
I like how open-minded we are about this. I admire us.
I think he should fire his
on behalf of us.
He should fire his media spokespeople and all of that.
Thank you, Fuad. It's okay. It's okay.
If they are not saying what they are supposed to say, what else?
It's okay.
Okay.
You are saying it on behalf of them already. Bandits would have overrun Imo, but for Buhari's intervention.
That's Hope Uzodinma.
Uzodinma. Hope. I'm sorry.
Your friend.
Oh no. I'm so sorry. This is interesting, actually. Coming from Hope Uzodinma. This is very
He knows what you don't know. He's the governor of the state. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just saying that this is interesting coming from him. This is someone who said that he knows the people that are terrorizing the state and that he was going to release a list by January 3rd, 2022.
Maybe those people came to beg him and say, no, we'll stop terrorizing
or
the
maybe,
state.
as he has said now, Buhari's intervention. Buhari intervened.
He knows what you don't know, Sandra. So let's leave it at that. Yes,
I'm not going to leave it. I'm going to keep checking.
Okay, go on, yeah.
Ohaneze, Igbo need justice, equity, fairness, committed to Nigerian project. So there are more details on page 6, and it also continues on page 29.
But you saw the president
newspaper.
in Imo. You saw the video, looking sharp and proper.
Kenya's Ruto sworn in as Osinbajo lords democracy in Africa. Congratulations to Kenyans.
Yeah, Ruto,
As more details on page 3. NNPC seals gas pipeline project agreement with Morocco and ECOWAS. Is that a congratulations also? So let's see what exactly the report. We don't have so much time, but NNPCL will on Thursday seal a memorandum of understanding on gas pipeline project with the National Office of Hydrocarbons and Mines of Morocco and the ECOWAS Commission. So the MOU is expected to drive the execution of the 7,000-kilometer Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline project.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, and that's on page 2. We also have ADC's participation in 2023 polls doubtful as INEC rejects caretaker committee. I don't like the fact that you were, you're almost right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I told you.
You were saying something.
I know. I just told you that. Sometimes.
No. But I'm sorry, but it's doubtful. They may still, But what's happening with their caretaker committee?
The thing is that the party.
What does INEC? What's the issue that INEC has? With
INEC will follow the rules to the letter completely. They're not going to be involved with your internal wranglings and all of that. So they want to play safe, so that in case the case ends up in court, INEC is seen as a neutral party. They've just done their constitutional role and will not be enmeshed in party crisis and politics. It's just a problem between the chairman of the party and the presidential candidate. A lot is happening between the two. And the party is accusing Dumebi Kachuku of not too serious. It's like, if it's possible, they will take the ticket away from him.
Well, that is the issue that INEC seems to have with the party now, because the party is immersed in serious leadership squabbles. What is happening here is the fact that the INEC has refused to recognize the caretaker committee led by Senator Patricia Naomi Akwashiki. And the issue is the fact that the ADC presidential candidate, Dumebi Kachuku, has cited his authority as the standard bearer and leader of the party.
He's just the presidential candidate. What of the chairman of the party? The caretaker committee, the BOT, the leaders of the party. It's just a whole lot of trouble because, again, this is a party that people were thinking would probably organically grow to become a major opposition in Nigeria, but here you are.
Well, INEC has organized a meeting with
them maybe to tell them what the rules are. If they don't
put
know,
themselves in order, and if it is not resolved, ADC may lose out in the presidential race. And that is quite unfortunate. More details on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. We also have Northern governors, monarchs meet, canvass state police to contain insecurity. That's on page 28. And finally, DSS accuses Tukur Mamu of aiding, abetting local, international terrorist organizations.
All right.
That's also on page 28 of The Guardian. Now, I'll quickly also rush through what we have from the Punch newspaper. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. Atiku Okowa rubbish APC over Muslim ticket economy. Says, and these are riders now, says unemployment rose by 54% to 68 million. Nigerians are poorer under Buhari. Muslim tickets dangerous for troubled nation like Nigeria, Okowa tells APC. Northern Khan restates opposition to same faith ticket. Buhari, I have done well. More details on pages 2 and 8 of the Punch newspaper. Let's keep moving.
Of course, yeah.
Thank you. Strike. Motorists stranded as students block Lagos Ibadan Expressway. That's on page 30. It's unfortunate, really, really unfortunate, the right thing, but with the wrong strategy.
Yeah.
The right thing, they are absolutely right with what they're doing.
On Mainland Focus yesterday, there was a consensus on the Focus that this is not the right thing to do.
This is not where they're supposed to go
be and disturb ordinary Nigerians.
Because you are just making people suffer for nothing. Because these people don't ply this route, so it doesn't affect them
at all.
More details on page 30 of the Punch newspaper. We also have police get 431 petitions over corpse misconduct. It's all right. Page 30 also has more details of that. Ogun kingship tussle claims 3 lives. Houses burnt. That's on pages 4 and 5. That's unfortunate. Senate begins oil theft probe in Niger Delta. That's on page 23.
The House of Arrest probe is still ongoing. Senate is starting another one. But I hope that these probes will also lead to some form of prosecution for people that have found one thing. So it's not just probe.
My life under threat over Queen Elizabeth's tweet, says Professor. This woman, Anya, have you been reading her tweets?
I really don't
Have
want
you-
to.
were you- have
Of
you-
course, yes. I've been
were you-
following her tweets. I've been reading some of the things she's been putting out.
Even the people that are supposed to be on her side, people that she's supposedly speaking for, are speaking against her. What are you doing?
You like, just like the Nance protest of blocking the expressway. Even if you have a right call, the manner by which you present it, the choice of language, the approach matters. And for a professor,
yes,
who should know better, a learned person, so that's just a shocking thing. And some of it, again, this has now brought up the need for people to even now begin to look at her private life, to say, okay, where exactly is she coming from, beyond the fact that she's just a professor and all of that. What exactly does her private life look like?
I also want to say something that people think it's so easy. You just sit behind your phone and you
just
type things.
But not for a professor that should know.
It's unfortunate.
It's really, really unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. And
now they are digging up the issue of her being a lesbian,
stories are going to come up.
And I saw her even dancing one.
Nigeria Twitter is not very nice.
Anyways, I wish her all the best.
I don't. Okay, sorry. More details on.
She said people are threatening her life. Again, you have to think of the consequence of your actions, and when you do that,
that's why I said that people think it's easy. You just sit in your house and then you be tweeting.
No.
You think that it's not going to come back at you.
There are going to be repercussions for some of these things.
All right. Well, more details on page 27 of that allegation. Moving on now. Above the masthead of the Punch newspaper, Tinubu healthy. APC tells Obi decries defections. Well, there have been a lot of defections from APC, though.
This is the time you see a lot of that. Positions are going to be moving around.
More details on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Senate minister disagree over 12 trillion naira budget deficit.
It's clear. What's all disagreements with that?
It's okay. That's on page 21.
We reviewed the budgets. We know where the deficits are. We know, so why are we having disagreements? We can't even fund the budget. We know what we have and what we don't have and where we're going to get the money from. Hopefully.
More details on page 21. VP slot, Okowa most qualified. IU tells critics.
Can you just at least just keep quiet for now?
He has jetted out.
But he's still talking.
But he's not in the country.
Okay.
More details on page 19. And finally, from the Punch newspaper, Angola, Libya overtake Nigeria in crude production. Angola is the one that paid off their China debts.
Chinese debt, they've sorted themselves out.
They paid everything
Not
off
that we should need to emphasize
oil
that
production.
Even their currency was firmed up against the dollar.
It got stronger.
Against the dollar.
Just from crude.
And they have overtaken us in crude oil production. So what will happen is that their quota will be increased because they're able to meet up their quota. They are doing more, so.
What?
Yeah.
This is painful.
Very, very painful.
It is very painful. Angola.
And we were still immersed in debts, our budgets, deficits. We can't even run it. We don't have the money to run the budget.
And that's why we are waiting for our ancestor to give us money before we complete.
That will not give us again. If you guess, I know we will not say anything again.
No, what? That guy has been giving us for the past 20 years.
Yeah, but what have we using it for?
All right. Well, that's coming from OPEC, and that's on page 21 of the Punch newspaper. And finally, we have just 2 minutes to run through Vanguard before we move on to Mainland Focus. And the major headline from Vanguard: no going back on opposition to same faith ticket. That's coming from Forum of Northern Christians.
Yeah.
And
that's within their right to decide how they want to.
That's on page 5 of Vanguard. We also have energy transition. Nigeria to benefit from $12 billion US fund. That's on page 6. We keep receiving money, but it's the
nothing to show for it.
It's the spending that is the.
You have all of this. But what's there? What do we have on ground to show for all of those funds?
All right, let's dig deeper. We also have here, Nigeria broke. Still feels like we're in recession. That's coming from Article, and that's on page 27. Keyamo's diatribe exposes APC's plot to assassinate.
I said this yesterday, Sandra, just 30 seconds. I want to beg our politicians across all parties, APC, PDP, Labour Party, the campaigns are going to start. I started with this story yesterday. Can they just be responsible with the things they put out there? Because you're not having allegations, counter allegations. They want to kill me. They're not going to kill me. There's this, all of this. In all of the propaganda they use and all the PR that they use and all of the sponsor stories and positioning that they do, please, we have a country to protect. They should not set this country on fire. Can we all be responsible and understand that we have no other country but Nigeria? That's just going to be my comments on these things.
All right. Well, that's all that we can take. There are other stories. You can check Vanguard 4. We have to wrap things up at this point. We'll be back by 8:40, and then when we come, you're still on to Mainland 98.3 FM. And when we come back, don't forget that we'll still be live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can be a part of the show. For our side is still here.
I'm here.
And my name is Omobola Sandra, and we'll be right back.
It's royalty on radio.
that he will take immediate steps to slow down the rate of debt accumulation by promoting more PPPs, which is public-private partnerships in critical infrastructure funding, and identifying more innovative funding options. And he even went further to say that we will listen to the private sector more. Understanding the private sector and securing their buy-in when policies are designed will determine the success of our economic growth and development agenda. Through regular dialogue with the private sector, we will build consensus, improve trust between us, and make new reforms initiative easier to implement and sustain. That is, Atiku's, way of handling things. Everything, he seems to want to trust everything into the hands of the private sector. And if you look deeper into it, it's not because when we're talking infrastructure, people just think buildings. He's talking about infrastructure, security infrastructure, power infrastructure, energy infrastructure. These are all infrastructures. And he is saying that the way out is to look deeper into the private sector, lure more investors into the private sector, and try to see how you can unburden the public sector of a lot of things and dump it in the private sector. All right, and let's not forget that the private sector is all about making money. That's they are there to make money.
There's no welfare.
And that's that is the problem, that when we had the conversation as regards Dangote refinery, and it's going to serve us well next year,
until they were told that
we're also told that we have invested in it, so Nigerians should enjoy from it. But the fact is that it is still it's owned by somebody, and the person made those business decisions to make money. All right. So, but now we're looking at one of our presidential candidates, a frontliner, saying that the way out for a lot of all these things, this deficit, debt accumulation, and so many things,
infrastructure deficit and all that,
is by going private.
Just go by the private way.
Go the private way.
Sandra, I'm going to be a bit academic this morning.
Do you think it's something that we should look forward to? Do you think it's something we should consider?
You see, every country has its own peculiarities.
Yes.
And somebody who studied the AWO model for solving problems, economic problems. I would say that people should understand that the private sector or capitalism is not always a solution, especially if you want to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. Now, what is social capitalism? I'm just going to read this out, Sandra.
Okay.
It's best understood as classic capitalism with a focus on improved social outcomes, or at least economic social responsibility. You could think of this in an egalitarian economic practices that aim to ameliorate the social problems caused by capitalism, primarily inequity. In a society where the gap between the rich and the poor, where there's no equitable distribution of wealth, if you go too capitalist in your orientation, you're only going to widen the gap. You're not going to solve any problem. And that is the problem with the model Atiku keeps throwing around. Awolowo was able to create that kind of structure where you have social responsibility coming with capitalism. You can have public sector participation while you also have private sector participation. The reality is that, for example, if you look at the university system, just imagine that it's just in the hand of the private sector. Oh, just go and pay.
So a student will be paying over 400,000.
What will happen to indigent students?
Thank you.
So you need to still create a structure, a societal structure that takes care of the peers and peculiarities of the poor people of your society. But again, they would always come up with the issue of efficiency, fight against corruption and all of that. But the reality is that, look at Aramco, for example. Aramco, yes, operates with a form of private model, but it's still heavily owned by the Saudi government. So in all of that, there have to be a balance. The idea of completely privatizing everything, or I'm going to listen more to the private sector, for me, would widen the gap. I would think more of a socialist capitalist economy where there's a balance between public sector participation and private sector participation. That's my take.
Okay. So there you have it, and that is what we are going to be focusing on this morning. It's the statements from different statements, actually, from Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, who was at LCI Parley Forum, where he made a whole lot of statements as regards the private sector, saying that for us to be able to resolve a lot of issues in Nigeria, we need to go private. And if we're going to look at capitalism, if we're going to be using the capitalism political system, okay, that means that the country's trade and industry, everything is going to be controlled by private owners for profit, and rather than by the state. And we all know what this means. It means that the person does not care about what you need or what your concerns are. The person is all out to make money. The private companies now. All right. So, do you think that is the way forward for Nigeria? Do you are you in the same line of thought as Atiku Abubakar as regards how Nigeria can be rescued? He's saying regular dialogue with the private sector is major way to get us out of
and
all.
And he's going to listen more to them.
Yes, so capitalism. That is what Atiku Abubakar is proposing. 091-3600-410. 091-3600-410. Let's hear your thoughts. 2 minutes and let's keep it clean. Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Fuad.
Morning, sir.
We will continue to rise higher and higher.
Amen.
You are the voice of Lagos.
Thank you.
And so when you were off, a lot of us became skeptical. But we thank God you are back.
Thank you.
We thank God for another day.
And thank you for reaching out to us too.
Thank you, Fuad. I didn't want to say that. You see, all these our presidential candidates, they have antecedents already. And we are just rooting for them. I just laugh when people come and begin to project all these people who have been governors, vice presidents. What are their antecedents? There is this parable that the white man will say. They say a fool at 40 is a fool forever. It does not mean that you are a fool. It means a character that you develop till you are 40. It will be very difficult for you to jettison that character. These people have antecedents. There's a video trending now concerning this same presidential candidate in Dubai. If you see the house, if you believe in all this, how can you go and invest so much outside the shores of this country? Here is a man who does not even live in this country because he does not believe in this country. On any time there is presidential election, he will come back and he will jump ship from ACN to PDP to ACAP, all of this. And you tell me that I should trust him? You see, let us look at the antecedents of our candidates and let us begin to see what they have been able to do. Honestly, I don't see anything different that this man Atiku is going to create, other than to increase the woes of these Nigerian people. So, like I always say, Nigerians, shine your eyes, because after 2023, it may be 8 years again. If you like, go and do that mistake. You vote based on sentiment, ethnicity, religionism, or whatever. What I know is that as far as you are in Nigeria, whether you are from the north, you are from the south, you are from the west, you are from the southeast, you are from the south, you are in Nigeria. Let us vote for competence. Right. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. All right, 091-3600-410. Do you think or do you agree with Atiku Abubakar that going private, a lot of our sectors going private is the way forward for Nigeria to get out of this ugly mess that we have found ourselves? Hello, good morning.
Sandra.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Kangwelina.
Thank God you're back.
Thank God. Thank you.
Yeah, for protest.
Don't go to the expressway.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Kangwelina.
Now, some people may have their own preferred candidates. But we should look at the subject of this discussion. whether I like Atiku or not. Now, Mr. Fuati, a kind of tax holiday, and he was supposed to work on this purpose of the expressway, and they're doing that. Do you understand?
I'm with you, yes.
Yes.
I'm listening to
If you go there and see the job, it's very, very perfect.
Okay.
They're laying iron rods and all kinds of things on the ground before they put the real this thing on top.
Okay.
So the work is going on well. And what I'm trying to get at is that if they had gone ahead to go and borrow money like they used to borrow, and do all their kickbacks and do all the bribery and corruption in the borrowing, to come and still work on this same road, do you think it will how much will they tell that they work the road with? So I think that trying to source indigenous capitalists locally and then doing this thing, it's better. To involve them here than going to borrow from outside. How much are we owing now? We are owing up to more than 50 trillion. And we don't know what they do with the money. So I think involving local capitalists will be better for me.
All right.
If they are able to be accountable to the masses. That's what we are talking about.
Okay.
I don't know whether Atiku is better or another person, but I think trying to solve this
issue,
partnership locally
yes,
is better for me.
It's better. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, thank you very much.
And hold on now, Sandra, you don't come back. Oh.
You have past 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, the last thing I wanted to say is that Mark Kinder that is struggling to do this thing with another person in the West.
In the West.
Is he tired of going to London with his Oga?
Okay, good morning, Daniel. Always on.
It can be as terrible as what we have now. These guys have actually managed businesses and they all did governance for the first 6 months. Yes. That's why we are here we are. And the 6 months you've lost, you can't gain them back. That's truth. So I feel I think when he's talking about, handing over, he's talking about the economy, not things like that. I'm sorry, all these capitalists, blah, blah, blah. I'm not too good with them. I did science it. So,
Okay.
So I don't start giving what this you get. But at least you understand my view from how I put it. You get.
Okay.
As a government, so I don't know all this. I'm sorry. So, in my opinion, see, when the economy, look at what Mr. Kangbelida said now. At least that road he mentioned is in front of the office, and then check out the way it was done. Do you understand? Because it's been done by the government. So I feel the economy has been handed over to, like you spoke about the Aramco. Aramco is owned by Saudi, but at least more private entity. This is what I feel. If it should be handed over to if we are going to have the PSP, there should be a level of control in such a way that we won't have what we have in NEPA. You understand? Like you get the electric. There should be a level of control. If you are handing over the NFPC to the private entity, there will be a level of control. Since you are getting the product from Nigeria, I shouldn't be buying how much you would sell to someone in Ghana. That's the control me I want. And I'm sure that he has said that is what he's going to do. So in bridging the gap between the poor and the rich, I tell you, we can attain and achieve it if we go through these articles route. Okay. That's my view. Okay. I might be wrong, but let me conclude with this.
That's your view.
Okay, Wala, thank you very much.
That's his view now, and he's entitled to it. And that's why we're asking the question. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra and Wad. How are you today?
Morning, sir.
Yes. God bless you.
Amen.
This is Barrister Peter Okokole from Mende, Maryland. Yes. See, this issue of article, whether it's prophesizing this issue of public, private sector
participation.
Yes, it is true. It is true. I agree with him, but he is not being sincere. Because you tell me in today's economy in Nigeria, what is low, and that is why the public servants are richer than in Britain are being sustained by money stolen from Nigeria by Nigerian politicians, and that is why I don't wish the Queen of England well. I wish to find that.
Barrister Oko. Oh no, I don't expect that from you. Come on, please. I've said it. Let's keep these things clean. We are talking about capitalism. Is it the way forward for private sector participation in the economy? Do you think it would help Nigeria? Going by the different instances, just like Mr. Kangbelina said, the road is an example. That's let's focus. We appreciate it though. Well, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra. Oga Fuad.
Morning,
good morning.
Sir. Morning, sir.
Yeah, this is IG from Ikeja.
All right, IG.
I think Atiku's point is one thing I respect Atiku for in this whole thing is that he has stuck to his gun. He has not lied about his beliefs just to get power. He's not playing to the gallery. He has been honest about what he believes, and he has been saying it all the time. He has been contesting. That's what he has been saying. My fear, the only bone in this whole stew is that Atiku brought Mekano to Nigeria and has a great stake in the whole thing. Mekano is one of the largest suppliers of generators in this country.
He has never owned up to that, anyways. So
he will not. We know now. We understand.
So let's just see.
So now, okay. So, but the point is, this guy, if he has so much interest in the private sector, the danger here is this: you privatize all government institutions in the name of trying to make them work properly. The private sector and the government institutions have two different focuses. The government is supposed to be interested in developing the country. When you develop a country, the people will live better. The private sector is interested in developing itself.
That's it.
And Atiku has admitted in previous interviews that his friends are supposed to be rich. That he wants to make his friends rich.
He said he will sell the NNPC to his friends. He said it.
So you see, that is a terrible, terrible thing. Now, if his friends are foreign, because he has friends home and abroad, friends are foreigners. Foreigners cannot want good for you. So it means that an Atiku presidency will look at privatizing oil wells, giving them to his foreign friends. We won't even know who they are anyway. Giving it to his local friends. So all we will be left with will be scraps. Nigeria will be finished.
All right.
I don't know if his train of thought is innocent or genuine.
Thank you,
but the consequences will be fatal.
Thank you, fatal
for us, basically.
Thank you very much, IG.
I
don't know. It's not about Atiku implementing this thing. It's about the fact that, do you think privatization is the way for Nigeria, irrespective of who implements it or not, or whose administration implements it or not? That's what we're looking at now. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
You're welcome back.
Thank you very much, Prince Wise. Are you on the road?
Yes, they did that book the black boy, and I won't go there to buy and see whether it's true or not. So I'm on my way now.
Okay.
What?
I'm with you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You see, what are people saying? For me, it's another. And for me, go to this. That's a road, very, very quality road. So for me, what is that? I'm about. If we go to the
Focus right now, and the Focus, he is elected, his leadership, things that will be capitalism is what we are looking at. Do you think better for us, because we don't have plenty of, but in a country in power, and this is called Connie Man Die, Connie utterances before saying it. She's lucky she's in a country where she's free to talk, and that's Sean from Festac. I don't think she's in Nigeria.
She's not in Nigeria.
She's not a resident of Nigeria.
She's not resident in Nigeria. That's what Sean is saying.
But let's look at what he's talking about. The fact that do you think that same people who buy these sectors will
Somebody privatized those institutions.
And look at where we are today.
And is the man still talking about privatization, Sandra?
And it's the same person. My name is Master Daniel from Ogba. Buhari said his government has done a lot.
Good morning. My name is Sam from Ikotu.
Good morning, Sam from
I think
Ikotu.
issue of trust.
Okay.
Yeah, if you really look at it, capitalism and all that, it's not as if it's really bad. But then you don't allow capitalism to just take full charge without looking at the impact on putting systems and processes together that will make it not too difficult for people that are really at the bottom.
The bottom, yeah.
What has been going on so far? A lot of people have been so impoverished. So having them to now catch up with the idea that this man wants to float, if that man should just get out of the way and let somebody else just come in and just drive the system. That's just it. Because at this stage, we should be talking about mentorship. Who has been mentored? Why will it be he himself keep coming on board all these years? No mentor, no mentee, nothing. And it's just going to relax. Thank you.
All right. It's okay. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate. Hi, my name is June from K2. I'm really appalled by your take on Ujuanya saying she's being threatened. Who told you she wasn't praised into high heavens, being threatened?
Life is on track, yeah.
So we're not the ones that said it. So that's how that was the report.
She's the one saying
and it's on the front page of the Punch newspaper, June from K2. So you can get more, details from that report. All right. We also have. This is long. Let me take this call. Hello. Good morning.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, Raji Suba.
All right.
Very much for your analysis.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. You see, the issue is very clear. Privatization, that is, it means an individual, development. It's not not a community issue. It's not the citizen issue. You see, look, example. I want to give an example of Dangote. Look at Dangote. Dangote, now is producing a cement. What is Nigerian benefit in cement is producing? The price is skyrocketing. You understand? That's why he gets the foreign exchange in the minimum, direct from the government. So that is a clear privatization. So if Atiku is telling us that you focus interest on privatization, we are in soup, serious in soup. You understand? And Nigerians should open their eyes. And good enough. Obasanjo has continued to say it, and we know we had the accident when he relieved Obasanjo. He privatized most of the government property. So Nigerians should shine their eyes. It's God has made it to voice out. So I will appeal we should not fall into it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
You should not fall into the trap.
Please turn off your radio set, please.
Hello? Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, from Akonjo.
We didn't get that. Please come again.
Matthew from Akonjo.
Okay, Matthew from
Akonjo. Please go ahead.
Yeah, please, I have nothing much to say, but I just want to ask a question. Do the Northerners call into this program at all?
We do have Northerners
yeah,
calling.
a number of them, yes. Why not?
I wish of that.
We're asking you.
Wow. No, I don't get anything to talk to. Now, that's just the question.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wonderful.
We do have Northerners calling. What there's Alhaji Ibrahim from
even
Kebbi.
from Kebbi,
yes, from Kebbi State.
From Kebbi, so.
He does call in, I think, and one other, Alhaji also that calls, apart from Alhaji Subar. I don't know if Alhaji Subar is a Northerner though, but I'm sure of two that do. Yes, they do call in to give. Contributions. All right. So 09136000410. Sandra and Fuhad, I greet you guys wholeheartedly. We greet you fundamentally. Sandra, I've missed you too. My own worry is on how the president is being invited to commission every project that ordinary ministers and governors can do. Mr. President coming to commission ordinary State House of Assembly complex and 36-kilometer road that even Mr. Fuad can do.
Mike.
To me, is below his standard as a number one citizen. This looks like what Yorubas will call It should be commissioning key national assets like power plants, airports, seaports. I mean, Mr. Fuwa, what do you think? They called him to commission. He went. What is that a problem too? I don't understand.
You know, some of these
James
things are beyond
Ogbonna from Oshodi. I don't know. I don't know why you have a
Hope
problem.
wanted him. I think that's the third time he visited Imo State, to do different things. I think there's a love for Hope
No,
and,
but if you
and
look
Imo
deep
people.
into
Yeah.
it too, he also came to commission the gate too. The president.
You know, a lot of times people just want the
In
president to
Ogun
come
State.
around and
He gives them more clout, you think?
clout, and I think for the optics and a bit of
It was the president that came.
that
It's
kind
alright.
of thing. Yeah.
Okay. We also have good morning, Sandra and Fuhad. I hope you're much better now. Yes, I am. Thank you. For me, a proper capitalist economy will be a good idea for us, where government brings out good policies that protect citizens and an enabling business environment for the investors. The fear of every Nigerian is our experience with the power sector privatization. Adeniyi from Ijede in Ikorodu is saying, we have seen it too.
So we have seen something
It did not
before.
work for us.
Well.
Do you think we should do it again? That's what he's saying. That's where he's coming from. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Mr. Sunday. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Mr. Sunday from Ikeja. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I want to contribute on the comment article made about privatization. Article is trying to tell Nigerians, because we are no fools, we are educated, and we know where the payment is heading to. He's trying to tell Nigerians that we will use Nigeria economy, the little one that remains that equity has squandered, the little one that remains, he will gather it all and make a private business for himself. I told you what I have to say.
All right. Thank you very much. He said he would dialogue more with the private sector. Okay, so and there are a lot of players in the private sector, and there's a whole lot of.
He said he will listen to them
He said he would dialogue more.
and listen to them.
Then now, when the dialogue, you listen now.
Eh.
What is the difference? The point is that he's going to be in contact with the private sector
It's
more,
fine.
and that he's going to, do more, partnerships with them. That's PPP. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Mr. Moses from Ikeja.
Okay.
Mine, Moses.
Yeah, my point is this: when the politician, when they analyze what we want to do, we cannot talk to them. What you are doing at your station is like questionnaire analysis, taking people's opinion. But you are the one that have the right, as the journalist, to confront them with those analysis. So the one we analyzed last year, what did they do with it? Because I'm still saying that we are still doing it the way we did it before. Because a president came and said they will make $1 we didn't ask him. People actually saw the view that it might not be possible or achievable within the shortest time to make $1 to $1. But I don't know what when we have it's not complete after I must have analyzed. But if that is not done, definitely we are still
So
Economic
complete
problems.
privatization of it.
saying what he's saying.
Okay.
Yes, that's just my point. So
Okay.
let it prove it to him that what you are saying now with this with your explanation on how to achieve it is not achievable.
Okay.
Because thank you very much. I don't want to talk much. Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Morning,
I'm Israel,
Israel.
Israel.
calling from Beggar to the Beggar.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yes, I just tune up the radio and I'm trying to pick what your paper is saying. I would like to follow what the formatter is saying too. God will help us.
Amen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
I think he's speaking from the bed.
That's not how our show goes on. Head down. Hey! Professor Fuad.
Ambassador Musbah. Lord have mercy. Good morning.
Sandra, good morning to you, just like that. There.
It's
There,
okay.
there.
I will accept
You
it.
have to announce that you are going somewhere now, so you should not. Okay, sir. You are welcome back. Look, to me, Nigerians we are like a tool in the hands of these politicians. They can use us the way they like. Now, Atiku come to Lagos yesterday and say capitalism, capitalize that, capitalism that. Some people are for it. Yes, capitalism is good for economy, but how would you implement it? When they want to go about this policy, are they not going to be the ones to back to go behind? Like what they did during the electric disco sector. Go find out. Go and find out who is the owner, who is a good referee. It is good for our economy because all over the world it's work there. But here in Nigeria, I'm not sure it can, because they won't allow it to work. They won't allow it to fly. Their brothers, political, whatever, be behind it. So what do you expect? To me, no matter how good they are, no matter the question I have there, sugar-coated. Politicians that sugar-coated. You can't defeat them. They will tell you what you want to hear. They will take the wrong express road through your room, back to your village. They will promise you, and you fall for it. But after all these promises, if they fail to fulfill that promise, what will you do? You can't do nothing. That's the problem. If it's possible that you can hold your hands together, you promise us not to do this, and you fail, we can hold you responsible. Stop institutions. We don't want you again, like what we did in UK. We don't want you again, and you listen. They will not resign though. People remain one person, they will still want to rule. So
thank you. At this point, you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't forget that we're live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. Hi, Mainland FM. On how to revamp the ailing economy, public-private partnership initiative. It works. It has worked for some states in Nigeria, especially Lagos. Adopt it in the power sector and the petroleum industry for a start, and there will be massive results. But the person to do it is not Atiku. Okay, that's what he's saying. All right, and he's saying that government is not a businessman and cannot be won. This is because there's massive corruption embedded in civil service. PPPI will always work if sincerely implemented, and that's Prince from Ojo in Lagos. We also have here, but how can someone who doesn't live in the country be trusted? It takes only someone who lives and has been in the country to see and know what is wrong and how to fix it, not someone who stays abroad and comes back only for election purposes. Good morning, Mainland FM. I'm Ernest from Alausa. Thank you very much, Ernest. Good morning, Sandra and Fuad. Atiku oversaw the privatization of PHCN and some other public institutions. The privatization of PHCN brought darkness to Nigerians, while the workers that were retrenched from those institutions were not paid their entitlements until Buhari came to power. And that's Femi from Ogba with his own contribution. We also have good morning to you all, Mainland FM, and may God continue to bless your good work. Not everybody will believe Atiku because of PMB, who came under the mantra integrity and change. As a pastor, one thing that I will forever remain grateful to God is that of transferring power to man, of which I am a beneficiary. If Atiku means well for Nigeria, I think it will be best for us to let Atiku be sincere and we'll support his program. Pastor Sunday from Magburo, okay. Sharing his own contribution there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Good
morning.
Sandra, good morning.
Oh, Damlola, good morning.
Thank God you are back.
Thank
you.
We
thank God that today you are very far above the weather, not under the weather.
Yes.
Honestly, I really miss you guys. But we thank God for everything, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fuad, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Honestly, this country, we need a kind of national crusade for massive deliverance. And to be very candid, I'm very happy that Atiku is coming out in this form. Capitalism is good, but not appropriate for this country. Because presently we have a wide gap between the rich and the poor. Then if we actually embrace that system, we are not going to capitalize. In fact, we're not going to actually privatize the companies. We privatize the whole Nigeria, even the lives of everyone in this country, especially the poor. And the fact remains that we need to see very clearly. It's right time we engage these people. I like the way they are coming out. Others to be invited to let them talk and see their mind. Maybe they are angel or devil. And this is a clear message to Nigeria. We should know the people we are going to vote for next year. Because definitely, for Atiku to say this, coming in again, in fact, we enrich the rich, and the poor will continue to wallow in poverty. A country that belongs to all of us. Last time on this platform we discussed that 91% Nigerians living below the poverty level. Now, and in fact, if we embrace that system, it's going to actually over 100%. Where are we going? This country belongs to the masses and the rich, not only the rich. How many percentage we have, in Nigeria? Nigeria now, everyone is crying. So we need people that can turn this country around. And it's better for all, in fact, men and invite all these people. And then come and talk, we listen to them. By their words, we shall know them. As people now come out, and Nigerians know that this man is not the right candidate for next year. That's my take. Good morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Damlala, for your contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Moses from Command.
Okay.
And I'm happy concerning the topic we are talking about this morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you please speak up more?
Okay. I'm happy because, hello?
Yes, good now.
Okay. I'm happy concerning the topic. Well, concerning the article, the private sector initiative. For me, I think it is not that bad idea, but what I said is that there should be more priority to government setting, government public sectors. We didn't started like this as a private company. I believe that democracy is for the people, by the people, and for the people. So there should be more, more of this to the public. If they can build up the public sector, it should give them more better than the private. There should be accountability and credibility, and also a capital fine for any public officer who is found guilty of not carrying out his proper duty. I believe that will help us to build up the public sector, like our private school now, our schools, our hospital, and everything. If we let everything in the hands of private, a time will come that at the end of the day, it relate to the public sector. So I believe that it should talk more of the sector and how to make public sector to become a standard in terms of giving us a credibility. And as I said before, let there be a capital a punishment for whoever that do not carry out his job very well. And I believe by the time we do all things, we will be having a less of giving everything to the public sector.
Right.
A public sector is somebody that can decide to go tomorrow. So I believe we should be able to make a public more viable than the
more viable, yeah.
More viable. So that is for me.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Moses from Command. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Wally. I'm calling you from Keja.
Okay.
Wally.
Your discussion this morning, privatization is not bad, but in a country where we are underdeveloped, have you heard that word?
Yeah, the poverty level is crazy.
Yes. Now, if they privatize this now, you see, we enter some big man's hands, like this, our NEPA of it, which is our power. Some of these politicians, they have a share there. That's why we see some people have light. In our house now, in this area, we have like just 3 hours in a day. Mr. Brown, how can we say to that? If you don't privatize everything, then they say, to go to hospital now, and we have to pay a lot of money. I even thank God Mr. Atiku is talking out. What about our Baba APC presidential candidate? I've not heard anything for him. What is that man have for us?
He will still talk.
Everybody's talking one by one.
So you are welcome, my auntie in the...
Thank you. Please, we don't want the type of privatizing of NEPA and the rest. Please, let us wise up. Also, anytime any organization wants to protest, let them block airports and not the road. Please, may God bless and promote you guys. That's Daniel from Egbeda. How do they block airports? The plane will not fly.
You have to be careful. Really.
That's it's a very delicate blocking. Good morning, Sandra and Fuad. The NNPC prioritization, what has Nigerians benefited from it? That's
just my fear.
Dio from Fagba sharing his own thoughts there. We also have good morning, crew. Mr. Fuad, is Buhari aware that Angola has paid off their debt? Is
He
Buhari
reads the papers. That I know.
aware that Angola and Libya has taken over Nigeria in oil
He
production?
reads the papers. I know.
Is Buhari aware that 38 million liters of excess fuel is not accounted
He
for?
reads the papers. That
Is
I know.
Buhari aware that 28 unknown, is 23 actually, unknown oil and gas companies are collecting subsidy? Okay. Is Buhari aware that NNPC under his watch imported adulterated fuel and set aside over 300 million to clean it? Buhari has done very well. ASU strike is now 7 months. Leah Sharibu is on my mind, and that's Moses Ebong
Elder
from from First Start, sharing his own thoughts. I get, Fuad says this all the time. Oh, he gets briefings. I'm actually also, interested if the president is actually aware of so many things.
We've seen pictures of him reading the papers, and so I assume he reads the papers every day, apart from the briefings.
You are assuming from pictures.
What would he be doing with papers? We've seen him reading papers most times.
So it's not possible that they say, okay, hold paper and snap pictures.
No, I don't think so.
It's not possible.
Not at the level of the president.
It's all right. Thank you. I just wanted to confirm that. All right, so that's it for this morning. Apologies we couldn't take your phone calls, but tell somebody that we're back on air. And yes, the programs are back, and just stay with us. It's 98.3 Mainland FM. All right, thank you very much for that. But we're not going anywhere. We're still coming back by 9:45 for Global View, where we talk international stories. At the end of the day, just as Fuad has said, by 28th of September, the campaigns will officially start, and then we can start having all these, players in the studio asking them serious questions, ensuring that you get the right answers. All right, we're all in this together because 2023, whether we like it or not,
make or mar for
you know
us.
how
We
people
just
just say,
have to
oh,
get
the
it right.
media are us. We're also Nigerians.
human beings
We
and
live in the
ordinary Nigerians
country.
too, yeah.
We're also buying bread for 1,000 naira. So trust me, everybody is interested in what is going to happen come 2023. And we here, especially at Mainland 98.3 FM, our eyes are open, our ears are open, and our
very
mouths,
focused too.
Yes, we're our eyes on the ball, on the goal, and we're not leaving that spot. Well, stay with us. We'll be back by 9:45 for more stories, but on the international scene.